Hello, everyone. Thank you, and Assalamualaikum. Thank you for joining us for today's talk. It's a beautiful but cloudy Friday afternoon here in Ipoh, but I'm really grateful for everyone who has decided to spend your time with us this afternoon. So I'm Juliana Vitisharum, your moderator for today. I'm SISC Plus from District Kinta Utara, and this is co-organised by Panitia Bahasa Inggeris for Distrik Kita Utara and Sektor Pembelajaran PPD Kita Utara. Alright, so today we are delighted to have a very renowned speaker or teacher or educator in our district to come and join us today to talk about on the topic of igniting pedagogical growth. With us, we have Madam Asha Hamdan. She is a teacher who is an experienced master teacher, master trainer, and multiple award-winning educator. She's currently the head of language department and in SMK Raja Permaisuri Bainon, and then she has like what do you call it? Come up with a lot of project-based learning and some very interesting projects like Sing to the Dawn. And then we have, she was also the top 5 finalists for our Malaysian Teacher Prize in 2022. And then she has won the Hyacinth Goda Award at Malta International. And she appeared multiple occasions in Didik TV, and she has been named as the Icon Guru Pendidikan Maya by the Perak State of Education in 2021. And recently, she has won the Anugerah Tokoh Wanita Sejahtera for the category of education. Without wasting time, let's have Madam Aisha to share with us on the topic of igniting pedagogical growth. Okay, over to you, Aisha.
Okay, thank you very much, Puan Juliana, or fondly called Kak Ju. Okay, so before I begin, can I be heard? Can you all hear my voice? Just checking with the audience. Yes, I hope they can hear me. You can hear me or not, Kak Ju?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, good. Okay, so I think before I begin, I would like to thank you a lot, Puan Juliana, Kak Ju, for this session. And we are all aware that this is the beginning of fasting month. So many mothers out there are busy preparing for buka puasa after this. So I think Kak Ju or Puan Juliana and we have agreed to keep it as sweet, as simple as possible. And yet, you are going to get your SPL KPM merits. Yes or no, Puan Juliana?
Yes, definitely. And then we share this link at the end of this session because we want everybody to listen and get hold of what we want to share for today's session. All right?
Okay.
At the end of the session, remember?
All right. Okay, good. And my dear audience, okay, before I continue, I would like to know who are in my audience, because I think that Kak Ju, Puan Juliana, we have blasted this promo in many groups. So I'd like to know, do you come from secondary school, or do you come from primary school, or are you Perak-based, Ipoh-based, or you come from different locations in Malaysia? Could you just, tell us where you are from? There you see, we have teachers from Padawan Sarawak, Puan Juliana.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay,
Yes.
welcome. Thank you for joining us all the way from Sarawak today.
Yes, so
Yeah.
this is really amazing, to have teachers joining from other places as well. Because honestly, we initially thought that we wanted to cater to Perak teachers. In fact, we wanted to zoom into Kinta Utara before we decided to open it up. Yes or no, Puan Ju?
Yes, that's the whole idea. So at first we just thought of having just a short Google Meet, but then I said might as well share as many as possible because sometimes we have some limitation when it comes to Google Meet, right? So if it's YouTube, well, hopefully later on teachers can go back and listen to it again, hopefully, yeah, and share with others.
Okay, so welcome everyone to our session today. So I honestly have so much to share with you and a lot of ideas that I want to propose and to project to the viewers. And I really hope you're able to stay with us until the end of the session. Honestly, we are looking at 1 hour top most, but if there are interested viewers or interested audience who like to ask questions, then we're just going to stay on. All right. So I can see there are also teachers and pegawai officers from Sarawak. So welcome from Kedah as well. And as mentioned by Puan Juliana just now, yes, I was the top five finalists for Malaysia Teacher Prize 2022. And I'm so happy to be here with all of you to also share some of the things about MTP or Malaysia Teacher Prize later. So now let's take a look at how this session is going to unfold. So ladies and gentlemen, yeah, teachers, officers, the focus of today's webinar or our session, or I call it our podcast talk, we are looking at a very interesting topic which is much related to us, okay? Professional development or pedagogical growth. So how do we ignite, how do we lead up, how do we lead up the spark? Because ladies and gentlemen, we have had 4 weeks of holiday. So the first thing that came to my mind when school opens, I was like talking to Puan Juliana, I was like telling her, let's do something with our teachers. Kinta Utara at first, but now we have opened up for the whole country. In fact, how can we help our teachers to further develop themselves? All right. So this is like the focus of today's session. So why? We're looking at a very briefly, why do we need upskilling and professional development? I believe many of you out there are already aware of the importance of upskilling as well as professional development. But I'm going to, if possible, I would like us to bring you ahead of the learning curve and see whether or not I can open your mind to put you in a different path. I mean, I'm going to sound very ambitious here. Okay, next, in this webinar, in this session as well, I would like to talk about what are the available opportunities or chances for us to further develop ourselves, and finally, how to go about. I'm going to talk about an entourage, yeah, a trip. Okay, what trip am I talking about? So please stay with me, with us until the end of the session. Okay, next. So why professional development teachers? Why do we upskill ourselves? Okay, I'm not going to show you this yet. Can you just please write or give me one reason why you need to upgrade or upskill yourself? Can you just please write it in the chat box? Why? Just give me one reason. Give us one reason to see whether you are on board, yeah, with and aligned with the way we are looking at things. Why do we need professional development? Why do we need to upskill ourselves? Okay, let's wait for a while, Puan Julana, because with this
Yeah.
YouTube thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
start
Yeah.
to stay
Okay.
relevant.
Relevant. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because with the advancement of technologies, with the changing in the generation of students, you must stay relevant. Yeah.
All right, to stay relevant. Yogesh Wari says to perform better. Yogesh, thank you for joining us. What do you mean by to perform better? In what sense? Can you please share your answer? Avoid burnout. Okay, make life more interesting in ourselves. Okay, there are a lot of to engage with students. Okay, you see, I'm going to highlight some of the answers. Okay, I really like this a lot to stay relevant. In fact, that is what I'm going to talk about a lot today. All right. I also love this, Puan Juliana, to engage with students. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel that after many years of being in the service, okay, some of us 20 over years, some of us maybe 30 over years. So after being so long in the service, sometimes are we still relevant is a question, and are we still able to engage ourselves with our learners? So I think that is a very important question to ask ourselves, right? Oh, Mr. Faisal, our KPP Bahasa is there for you. Hi,
Welcome, Chef Faisal. All right.
a shout
Okay.
out.
Oh yeah, change of seasons. Right.
Okay,
Interesting.
exactly. I mean, now is the season of Chat GPT, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes. Mm.
Everyone is talking about it. Everyone is so immersed in it. And are we still in the yesteryears of doing things? So these are the things that I feel we have to sort of like, open up and talk about it and see where we are going in the next in the next few years, for example. Okay, thank you very much, teachers, for all your responses. Okay, so basically what you have said are all so true. Why do we need professional development, or why do we have to upskill ourselves? We have to stay relevant, and there are 7 characteristics of great professional development. Okay, to stay relevant to our context, okay, to help ourselves improve in terms of our instruction. Now, instruction is very important. How do we deal with our classrooms? How do we deal with our learners? How instruction is given is these are all very important aspects. All right, teacher driven. Okay, given there on the slide, if you can see, teacher driven meaning to say, how do we stay ahead of the learning curve? How do we drive ourselves to motivate our learners? And yes, yeah, I can see, to be updated with the latest methodology and all these are just so true and correct. All right, thank you. Wait, I just need to, okay.
Become a more likable teacher. Miss
Hmm.
Shantini mentioned to be more likable. Agree.
Yes, I mean, if our learners are into something that we don't even know what it is about or what they are about, how do we stay relevant, And this is something that I think in our education system, because even though we are moving away, I feel that we are moving away from being much of it, exam orientation. We are doing a lot of things, but still, yeah, we don't deny that there are still many teachers out there are still in their cocoon, I would say, who are still not able to sort of like come forward and embrace changes. And embracing changes would be the first thing to do to stay relevant. Okay, I'm going to go on to my next slide. Okay, so now when we talk about relevant, or what considered as meaningful upskilling activities, tasks, or professional development, what are considered as good professional development? What are considered as relevant? Okay, let's take a look at the first picture up there, dear teachers. Okay, my dear friends. We have first when we attend training. Okay, training here. Sometimes I think, Puan Juliana, we are invited or we are called to attend.
Yep.
Yes, but there are, in these days where sessions like this are more available, teachers have more chances to actually choose which type of professional development that they prefer, that is more relevant to them or in their needs. We all have different needs, teachers. Yeah, some of us may feel that we need more what do you call that, training in terms of technology, pedagogy, methodology. Some of us feel that we need certain training in other areas. So
Like
training.
classroom management and whatnot. Yeah, that we
Mhm.
prefer. Mm.
Yes. So I think the first one is very relevant and is considered as a very good PD. This is also based on scholars. All right. The next one is just as important as the first one, which is coaching and mentoring. Okay. Sometimes I think that when you go and attend one seminar or one webinar or session or talk, you are just getting probably the gist. You are getting probably just the surface idea, but you need a few series later to be coached, to be mentored, so that you actually grasp whatever the knowledge or the content or the input that is intended to be given. What do you think, Kak Ju? Right? Yes or
Yeah,
no?
because coaching and mentoring is part of my job actually on daily basis. The thing about coaching and mentoring is that you have a third eye, because sometimes when you teach, you don't really you have another person to like point out to you, okay, what's good and what's working and what's not. So it's like football, right? You need a good coach in order for you have a good football team, right? For example, Jose Mourinho, I think he has never been won any championship, and then suddenly when he become coach, he won plenty. Am I right? Or I got this thing wrong? Okay, so the whole thing.
Honestly, or I'm going to say you are right, because I have no idea of football and all. I need coaching and mentoring in that aspect.
I don't know why I use that example. Anyway,
Okay.
that's the main idea. It's like you need a person to somehow help you or push you to your to make you better. Okay, you can't
Uh,
really see it by yourself, so you need a third eye to highlight this thing for you.
and maybe also direct us to do it the correct way. Sometimes we may be groping in the dark, we may not sure whether we're doing it right or wrong. So I think coaching and mentoring is also an important aspect of professional development and still
Yes.
staying very relevant to us. Okay, the next one point, Juliana, we can look at benchmarking. I'm talking about benchmarking visits, or benchmarking when, in the organization we benchmark our qualities, okay, or attributes to a better standard, for example. So this is how we can also learn and develop better. The last two ones are going to be the highlight of this session, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the last two ones. Okay, first, on your screen, you can see conferences. Actually, the picture is bigger. It's supposed to be conferences and seminar. Okay, and the other one is reward and recognition. Now, when we talk about upskilling, professional development, I've always loved attending or going for seminar or conferences. During PKP or during lockdown, of course, we had everything online. But nowadays, there are more conferences that are, conducted or carried out in person, yeah, in physical aspect. So I think we need to go back to those days where we learn from one another, and attending conferences and seminars also, I would say, has a lot of advantages. Okay, what do you think, Puan Juliana?
Yeah, I think when we go to conferences, the first thing come in mind, of course, we want to improve ourselves or we get something new. But there's also one thing that I've shared with Madam Aisha earlier, is that sometimes you need to going for conferences somehow helps you to validate, somehow reaffirm what's good practice that you might have. Because sometimes when you're teaching in class, nobody knows what you're doing, and only you know. But then when you go to
Yes,
conferences, you get to see other people exploring, sharing what they've done, and say, "Oh yeah, I've done that. I used to do that, and it's working." It helps the teacher in different way, perhaps. So this is how conference can enrich you. Yeah, beside all the hassle of getting to the
very.
conference,
Yes.
another matter. Yeah.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is where the highlight of today's session is, which I'm going to speak quite at length about it. And when we talk about attending conferences, as what Puan Juliana just mentioned, actually there are two ways. Yeah, there are two ways to look at it. The first one is probably is also a way of like a self-validation, where you're getting the reaffirmation that you need of your work, what you have been doing in classroom, and by sharing it with other conference attendees. Number two, on the other hand, you or us, we learn so much from one another by going for seminars, conferences, symposium. You are actually picking up other things that may not have crossed your mind, number one. And number two, it also helps you to look at certain angles from a different perspective. Okay, for example, sometimes when we listen to presenters, telling about or sharing their practices, maybe with certain group of learners, and you happen to have not that group of learners. Let's say, okay, example, let's say this presenter is presenting on a technique, a strategy which is applied or used on a good class or a better learners. You happen to have weaker ones. Now, I would say always attend, this is what I talked to Puan Juliana earlier as well, always go to conferences or seminars with this attitude of being a half glass full. All right.
Successful, right?
Yes, we are always half glass full. There's no way we can ever be better than anyone else, and we are
Mm.
always what do you call that? We happen to be in different settings at all times. So if let's say it works for that particular setting, now how can you make it work in your setting, for example? But if
Mm.
we have to have this mindset of, oh boleh lah, this teacher has this kind of students and you don't have, so it may not be applicable. I think then it defeats every purpose of learning, and picking up new things.
Mm.
All right. And the final one, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, reward and recognition. Now, I don't know whether you agree with me or not. Okay, this would be my like personal belief. I'm not citing from any scholar. Reward and recognition is also part of relevant professional development. Now why? Anybody would like to try and answer to that question? Okay, why? Why would reward and recognition also be part of professional development, or
Mm.
showing that you have somehow upskilled yourself? Anybody would like to share with me a response to this question? Okay, let's just wait a little.
While they're waiting, can I ask you some question, Aisha?
Yes.
Yeah, as I mentioned just now, you have won multiple rewards. I mean, recognition, multiple awards. What inspires you? Well, I mean, do you face any? What inspires you to? Um, I mean, to try and win these awards.
In the first place, I think when I started many years ago doing what I did, winning an award never was in
Damai.
the picture. Never was in the picture. It was like you don't do things because you wanted to win an award. And I think all these award and reward things, they are more popular, I would say, in the late or in the last 4 years. Yes or no, Point Juliana?
Yes.
Okay,
Uh,
I am
this,
already 18 years in the service. Okay, so when I did my Sing to the Dawn, for example, it was purely, the intention was purely to motivate learners to read and to enjoy learning literature, for example. Okay, but I always believe that one thing leads to another. So once you start, your intention has to be true teachers. Yeah, when talking about reward and recognition, I wouldn't like us, or I do not want us to be so like reward or driven, in the sense that everything we do at the back of our mind is just to be
you win
rewarded.
an award. To
Yes,
be
yes.
rewarded.
It won't work that way, because everything, I would say everything has to be, um, the intention has to be real, okay? And you know that first and foremost, our intention is always to improve on our learners. So I feel, coming back to your question, Kak Ju, one thing leads to another. I think that to be the first award or reward was based on hard work. In fact, all these are based on hard work. And one thing from another, it leads me to understand that now, as I told you just now, it's not no more about me. That's why, hence this session. A lot of things are no more about. I want to invite as many teachers as possible. I want my friends out there to join me in my pool, in my circle, so that you can also get the recognition and the reward that you deserve. Okay, so that, okay, I'm going to read all your answers. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that
we have your answers already.
you get motivated. Number one, you get to move out of your comfort zone. Okay, you also get to stay motivated, and you also can be more ambitious. If, let's say, we do what we do year to year, year in and year out, and there's no such thing as recognition given to you, you may get frustrated. And I believe, as human beings, somehow, all right, there is a certain level of validation that you need. Although some teachers or some individuals I've met, they no longer require that validation. They are so self-validated, but not many people has achieved that. I believe that this reward and recognition is also considered as relevant, and one of the many forms of professional development that we need. Okay, thank you, Cik Yutan, for agreeing with me. She's a top 10 finalist for Malaysia Teacher Prize as well, all the way
Oh,
from Kedah.
yeah. Thank you for
Yes.
joining us today. Hmm.
Okay.
Um, but I also believe that going for conference and going for all this award ceremony is like taking a break also, right? From our busy preparation for our lesson and whatnot. Yeah. Okay.
So,
What we have here, Aisha.
Ah, so this is what our session today is mainly about, right? This is my personal, I would say, hours, yeah, Puan Julana working with me, and I'm also working with Sektor Pembelajaran Negeri Perak, our Education State Department, all right? And Encik Faisal is also assisting in his best of ability. So we would like to give some announcements, to share some good news. So my focus for this session, I would like to talk about one coming international conference, that is GICAP 2023, where I think that many of you have heard of. You all belong to the same group, to the same Telegram group, or whatever social media is out there. I think many of you have heard of this. And also, the application for Malaysia Teacher Prize 2023 is opening very soon. 4th April is the launching of Malaysia Teacher Prize 2023. Okay, so these are two of the main areas or main agenda for today's. And where am I taking you, ladies and gentlemen? All right, so now this is a story. Yeah? Okay, now we are coming to the real story. Okay, okay. We have started off with all the set induction, Puan Juliana. So now this
Yes.
is
It's a real
lesson development. Okay, all right.
the
Um,
climax.
yeah. I would like you, as many as possible, to come and join me to DI CALT, okay? Either as participant or presenter, okay, either as participant or presenter. And honestly, we are trying to um, organize a trip there. Okay, we are trying to organize a trip there, trying to provide the support group that you need. Okay, now so listen very carefully. When I said as a participant or presenter, honestly, teachers, if possible, let's go as presenters. You have so many good practices, you have so much experience in classroom. Now this is the time to share with the conference attendees, in this is an international conference, and also as a way, yeah, as a way to um further develop yourselves and also others, and also as a way to validate whatever you've been doing. All right. And why choose the ICAL, or why am I so interested to go for the ICAL? Okay, there are a few reasons. Number one, to be, we know that the organizer is Delta Kedah, okay, led, okay, and also by our GC Jusasi, GC GKC, Mr. Zainuddin, a very passionate man in education who has so many years of experience, and also so into helping other teachers, especially newbies and young presenters, a first time presenter. The best thing about the ICAP that I feel is, even if you have never attended any conference before, or you have never presented in any conference, this is the first place for you to try, because the ICAL welcomes or opens to any form of presentation. Now, what do I mean by that? As we know, when we go for conferences, especially international conference organized by universities, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, normally the requirement for the type of presentation or the paper presentation would require it to be maybe a solid full research. What is a solid full research? Okay, a solid full research would be like pretty much how a postgraduate student does it, how a master or PhD student does it. For example, you have the problem statement, the full literature review, you have the methodology, your data analysis, the instrument, pretty much the full research base. Whereby, Puan Juliana, I think that many teachers could fear because they are not used to the style. Okay, when we
Yeah.
go for conferences organized by universities especially, of course a lot of them are from the scholars themselves in education, or scholars from that department, and teachers feel a bit inferior, I feel. And this is the reason why Mr. Zainuddin also carries out a conference that he initiated, whereby we welcome any teacher who would like to present as practitioner, okay, as innovator, or as a researcher. No problem. I will further elaborate on this. Yeah. So basically, what I want to sort of like share with you here is, do not fear to present in the account, because the support group for this is really strong. Okay, number one, Mr. Zainuddin himself has his own Telegram group, all right, which he will help um, first timer or new presenters. I myself am playing my role here in Perak. I want to have as many teachers as possible, my friends, all of you out there, to also come along, because I want to help and guide. I have the timeline planned out along with Puan Juliana, and also in the knowledge of Mr. Faisal, what we plan to do and how can we help you here, and we can go together. All right. So that is the first focus of our presentation today. And the second one, after this, I hope there's time. Because I said I just want to keep this sweet and simple and short. I want to talk a little about Malaysia Teacher Prize 2023. And remember, just now we talked about reward and recognition also as a part or relevant form of professional development, upskilling, and therefore this is the best platform for you to try to apply and see where you or how far can you go. All right. I do not know how it's already 4 o'clock, honestly. I hope that I can really cover all these stories, yeah, by 4:30, latest by 5. Okay, so teachers, Puan Juliana and also Mr. Faisal, I'm addressing my KPP from Jabatan here. Okay, this is the plan timeline that I wish to share with all of you. Okay, so today, 24th of March, is the sharing or the promo, all right, of what we are doing in Kinta Utara, where we like teachers from the whole of Perak to come and join us. I do not know how many of you will be interested. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Okay, after this, we are going to have one workshop face to face on abstract writing or idea refining. So to all of you, or to some of you who could be first time presenters, newbies, never done this before, but a little of interest spark inside of you from this talk, hopefully, please come and join. Because I really would like you to show, we are going to do a very hands-on workshop. We need to say, bring whatever you have. We see how you write your abstract, how can we further refine on it, and what are the presenting ideas that we can also help you with. So as I'm saying, when I started Kaju many years ago, there was no such thing as this support group or support, I would
Yeah.
say support team. Right.
We
Okay.
have to do everything on our own at that time.
Ah, but that's why I said, sometimes, after you have gone a certain level, you are somewhere, you know that there are many friends out there who will need your help, and they can also further improve themselves by doing what we are doing. I really, really want you to join me, because DICAL really welcomes any way of presentation, even if it's just a sharing of your best practices in your classroom. So for example, okay, I will share with you the video by Mr. Zainuddin later, because I've created a Telegram group, ladies and gentlemen. I have created a Telegram group where, if you're interested to be in our team here, join and take away all the information that we're giving. So you decide, would you like to come as a presenter or just a participant? If you are so less on confidence in being a presenter, come as participant. At least you start off by watching other teachers, watching other scholars, giving their sharings and all right. So this one we plan on 11th of April, ya Puan Juliana, yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
uh,
11 April in the afternoon at 2
yes,
o'clock.
in PPD Kinta Utara. Okay, and we will talk about this more, because today we don't really have much time. We will talk about everything in our Telegram group that we have created, which I will share by the end of the session. All right. So that is the idea. First is sharing, and then the workshop. And Puan Juliana also requested, if let's say we have many teachers from out of Perak, for example, who are interested to learn but they cannot come, in person physically, then maybe we can organize one online, something like this. Okay, it's just that the constraint is I may not be able to see what you have written. So a physical workshop will be very feasible, where we can really talk about, okay, how can you refine this? What idea is there? What methodology you want to use? We can really talk about it in a very much santai session, more to helping you teachers to gain the confidence you need to present in an international conference. Okay, and don't forget, we some of us might be interested to go for Guru Cemerlang, laluan Guru Cemerlang. Some of us may be interested to go up the administration ladder, and even if we choose to go under TBBK, okay, the TBBK, Kak Ju, help me out please, the full
Dia laluan
time base.
time base
Ah,
kecemerlangan.
okay, time base berasaskan kecemerlangan.
Yes.
Nowadays, teachers publication, writings, okay, all these are considered very important. In fact, if you are teachers who are below 10 years of teaching service in the service, I'm not surprised, because I've heard from those on authorities. Yeah, I'm not surprised if one day all these are made mandatory, meaning you must have publication to go up your time base, or you must have presented something to go up your time base. I'm not surprised. As it is now, it is not compulsory, but you know how this will change. In fact, Mr.
Yes.
Faisal mentioned just now, season, changes of season. Okay, so yeah, so this is why I feel that let's equip ourselves from beginning. If you are just a novice teacher, maybe 5 years and below, this is the time to collect and build up your portfolio. If you are a teacher, halfway through your service or going to the end of the service, okay, halfway or going to the end of the service, tolonglah, let's just build up ourselves and try something new, so that we can really show our students, hey, we embrace all these challenges. We are trying to do something that may scare us, but by the end of the day, you will be the fruit, the fruit that you reap from these efforts are going to be so satisfying. I really,
Okay.
really
Alright.
believe in it.
Yeah. Because I think, Aisha, teacher role now is no longer just teach to disseminate information or content, but we're also a researcher. We didn't
Yes,
realize that every day we do it, because but
yes.
through our classroom-based assessment, we do
Mhm.
research. When we're preparing for our lesson, we do research. So why not do all this thinking process that we do inwardly in ourselves? Just put it in writing. So as simple as that. So we have a few comment by our, yeah, for Rosita. We just go and listen first on the 11th April and
Okay.
decide later whether to present or not.
Okay, very good question. I think the most relevant with regards to our discussion this evening. Okay, I'm going to show you after this in the next slides the dates, the important dates that we have to sort of like take note of from the conference itself. The last date, the deadline for the abstract submission is on 30th April. That's why I'm a bit like macam rush a bit. That's why I'm doing it today. And also at least we have 1 month to sort of like write our abstract. And that is why we scheduled 11th of April to have the workshop so that we can help you teachers if you want to see how it goes. All right. Okay, let's say after the workshop, then only you want to decide whether you want to present or not. I say by all means, no problem, because you are paying for the conference. Okay. That one we cannot sponsor teachers.
Yeah,
Okay.
what we can
Uh,
help is this preparation, but the cost is like have to come from you. But
yes.
we try to, what Aisha come up with a bus to bring the whole entourage, the
Yes.
whole team to Kedah. That's our
Okay.
aim,
Plan.
right?
Yeah.
Prepare you with the content, the preparation for the presentation, and then try to come up with a bus to go there, right? Okay.
So after you have decided whether you want to submit the abstract or not, whether you want to go as participant or presenter, even if not presenter, let's go as participant. Then we're going to register. Okay, this is the whole story. Yeah, you have please focus on me. I prepared the Telegram group. After this, you can join in, and then I'm going to blast one survey form, GF, Google form. I'm going to blast one survey for your SPLKPM merits, as well as some questions to see whether you're interested to go. Either as participant or presenter, and also how many of you are willing to come and attend our workshop and go through this process together. Once we have the number of participants finalized, and we have to finalize this. Okay, we have to finalize this by end of April, meaning to say 30th of April is the final deadline of the abstract submission. So by then we know how many of us are going, so we will start book hotels and also pay the registration fee. I'm going to talk about this later. Yeah, pay the registration fee for the conference and book hotel, and also we are trying to get bus from JPN or PPD. Yeah, JPN. In fact, Encik Faisal is very what do you call that, supportive, and he's trying to help as well. So at least maybe hopefully this can cut cost a little of us going there. Ladies and gentlemen, going for conferences like this, I agree. They are not really cheap. This is considered as an investment for our own professional development. Okay, for our own upskilling. But I think, okay, I will show you the fee after this. Let's just go through one by one first. Macam orang jual barang kan, before they tell you the price, they will tell you why the advantages and all. All right. So I think it's also time that we put ourselves here. All right, we put ourselves here to be what do you call that, to learn and to to be recognized and all. And the best part about it is we go together, one whole team from Perak, for example, 2 buses if possible, 3 buses. Then we can watch everyone's presentation, kita boleh collect the writings, we can share, and we are stronger as a team, put it that way. Now to those who are from Sarawak, from other parts in Malaysia, if you really like to be with us, just tell me. We're going to talk a lot after this in the Telegram group, so that maybe then I can have more feedback and all. Yeah. And I'm so open to be contacted by you, because I think if we can trigger or spark your interest, that's good enough, because not many teachers have ever even been to an international conference. What else to present? What else to present? Okay. And as I said just now, the best about DICAL, you don't need to be a researcher, you don't need to be an innovator to present. It can just be, this one very important, it can just be a sharing of your best practices. It can just be sharing of your teaching practice that you do, that you feel worth sharing. However, of course, we have to sort of guide you. Okay, what are the issues, what is the problem statement, issues and stuff. We have to do it in the workshop so that you have a better idea or get a better picture. Okay, so after that we register, pay for the IKEA, and we go for the IKEA. We're trying to get a bus, and my team, we have a team. Our committee will try and also book the hotel. So nampak tak cikgu, kami nak mudahkan. We are trying to make things easy for you so that you can calm your nerves when it comes to presenting. Let us also help out with the logistics where we can. We are also teachers, and I am going to present a paper there myself as well, inshallah, on my innovation. Okay, so I want as many of you as possible to be with us. Okay. All right, let me go to the next slide. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, Puan Juliana, teachers or those who are interested to present, they can share their practices as either practitioner or ELS teacher, as a researcher, or even action research. Let's say you do action research, you can present. If you want to know more about it, you can contact anyone who's good about it. You can even talk to me about it if you want, or even Puan Ju, or anybody who has the knowledge about conducting action research. And the last one, if you are an innovator. All right. Okay, next. Okay, this is the important part, the conference fee. Okay, how much do we have to pay if we are going there? Okay, I think it's not coming out yet on the screen.
Coming out on screen.
Okay, boleh nampak tak cikgu, a bit small but I will share with you everything, my slide, or everything from Cikgu Zainuddin. I am like honestly liaising with him, okay, and Cikgu Zainuddin is also providing me with input, welcoming and everything. He's so happy if he says bring as many teachers as possible from your, your side of the country. All right. Okay, so Malaysian participants, if you are going as participants, if you register early bird, you are paying 250. But if you are presenting, you are also paying 250. So I think might as well we go there and present. And this this fee, the fee for this conference, it covers all your meals. We are going to put up one night stay there. It's just one night stay. All right. Tarikh, where's the tarikh already? When is the date of the conference? Okay, let's just go back a little. Okay, hold on.
16, I think 16 to 17 July. 16 to 17 June. Right?
Yes, June. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is going to be 16 to 17 June, meaning we just go for one night, stay for one night, and then we go back, with our bus, and also at least you don't have to pening and think about other things. All right, yeah. Okay, so that is the fee, 250. 250 is just for the conference fee. We have to pay for one night accommodation at the hotel, and the hotel is giving us discounted rates for participants or presenters, and they give us twin sharing room 190 per night. So let's say you take a room with a friend, so you are paying 80 ringgit. So 80 plus 250 cikgu, that will be about 330 for the whole thing. Okay, makan all in already. All right. Other than that, of course, if you are spending something else, but basically the conference fee and the accommodation should be about 330, because we really, really hope Jabatan or PPD can really give us a bus. We are working on it. Yeah, Cik Faisal is helping. Puan Juliana on the PPD side are also trying. So at least that is covered, okay, in that aspect. 330 now is bulan 3. So if you can save our today's salary 100, and then April another 100, May another 100, you have 300 by the end of June. Okay, right.
Okay, somebody is commenting. Is Park Avenue, Sungai Petani? It is? Yes, it is at Park Avenue, Sungai Petani. All right.
Correct.
Okay. Is it a working day? Is it a working day?
Conference. From what I checked, but I may be wrong. I need to check again. I've forgotten now. If I'm not mistaken, the conference is on Saturday, I think. We are going there on Friday after school or something. Let me just check that again. Okay, I may say things wrongly. So I'm just going to join the Telegram group after this. Then we're going to blast to you the full schedule. The full schedule, so that we can sort of like plan. If there is a need for cuti or something, then maybe we can get a letter from Jabatan or something, because we are going as a big team. So maybe then something can be worked out. Okay, something could be worked out. So please just let us go through that again. All right.
16 is working day. Yeah, 16 is a working day in Perak. So we'll find out about that, and whether we can get letter from JPN or KPM about. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay, next. What I can also suggest to you, teachers, okay, what I can also suggest to you, if you're really interested to go, you can probably talk to your pengetua, okay, and maybe you can try and get fundings from PIBG, maybe at least half of the conference fee. You know, sometimes, yeah, schools may be open to the ideas that we are sending our teachers for further for development, and so why not? Maybe you can try and ask. I think there shouldn't be a problem. You can talk to your what do you call that? To your pengetua after this. Oh,
Okay.
this one. Ah,
JPS subsidized. Uh,
no.
no.
If you list, Kak Ju,
Yeah.
if they, I'm going to share with the group later the recordings from Cikgu Zainuddin, where he has given mentoring and coaching on how to prepare for the presentation as well. He said this when he started, I think more than 10, 15 years ago. Everything was self-funded, of course. Yeah, everything was self-funded. And teachers, if you wonder how do some teachers really grow, how do some individuals really outshine and outstand others, because these are what we call as investment for ourselves. And trust me, the return of investment would be seen then. Okay. Okay, Cikgu Tan Ji Sing, Cikgu Tan Ji Sing said this. All right. I do not know what happened at this time. Okay, I was not aware because I attended the one in Ipoh. I attended and I got the permission. All right. So sometimes maybe there also has to do with your, I don't know, your school. So that's why I said all these technicalities. Okay, all these technicalities we can further address them later. Okay, we address them. That is why the need of you to join the Telegram group and the need of you to for us to see how things go. Okay, how things could go. Puan Rosita, please go as a presenter. You have a lot of great things as in HIP. Present your HIP project in the conference, please. Please. And you are also you have written a book. You can even talk about the use of the book or something. Is it compulsory to present? No, it's not compulsory to present. Okay, if you listen to what I've just spoken earlier, probably just came in a little bit later. We are giving out this calling, for us to go as either participant or as presenter. But we are promoting. We want you to try your hand at presenting. That is the biggest keyword here. Try your hand at it. Okay, to try something that you probably have never done before. Okay. Okay,
Teacher,
this is Tan.
teacher
Okay.
Tan.
Thank you, Tan. Okay, thank you, Tan. Thank you very much. Okay, so maybe we can come on Friday after school or something, and then the whole Saturday, whatever. We'll see. Yeah, I need to speak to. We have to know how many of us are interested in really, really going, and also the finalized number, and then we'll figure things out. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. I think this one, I will talk about it not now, because I do not want to overwhelm you with a lot of information. I want to talk about this during the Kak Ju, during the
And the
workshop.
face-to-face workshop, face-to-face session, we
Hmm,
try to work this out. Huh?
yes. Okay.
You want to pressure all of you with all that details.
Okay, this is just this session is about to open your eyes, to open your heart. I would say to open your heart,
Yeah.
to call you to embrace something that is actually much in need these days. Yeah, try something, let's do it. And we are here, myself, Puan Juliana, and there are so many other teachers. We're going to rope in to also help out as much as we can in the best of our ability. So at least we can grow, we grow together, teachers. And by the end of the day, the ones who are going to benefit from all this hassle, if we were to call it, would be your learners, your students. Okay, nothing more important than our own students lah. All right, so next, okay, I have about as I told you, I want to just keep this as in 1 hour. Malaysia Teacher Prize. Okay, Malaysia Teacher Prize is a very prestigious recognition given to top teachers in Malaysia, which I feel that there are so many of my friends, there's so many of you out there who deserve the recognition, who are entitled to win something. It's just that you have to stop thinking that you are not the one, or you feel that you tak layak kind of thing. Kak Jo always we always come up with these teachers, coming to say, no lah, tak boleh lah, not like this, not like that. No, 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 no.
Yeah, I think of myself that too sometimes, right? A little bit. But then
Well done.
actually, that's why I feel like it's important that you try to experience all this in order for you to explore about yourself too as a teacher, how far you can go, how far you can push yourself to become the best teacher for your learners. Yeah, in the end. uh,
Yes.
Yes, okay. JPN to endorse the conference letter. We'll get that done.
Uh,
Yeah, eventually we'll get that done before the time. Okay,
Okay,
Aisha.
so yeah, back to MTP. Remember that we don't judge ourselves. Who are we to say that we are not good enough for it? No, you don't judge yourself. Do you know that the committee or the organizer, they have Tan 50 judges, right? Tan, yes or no? Going through like three phases, yes or no? If I'm not mistaken, okay, 50 judges, and they have what do you call that? All the faces and also the filters. And the best part is you get to have your stories heard and shared. You never know how simple thing, how one little thing could lead to another. I'm not talking about winning. And maybe Cikgu Anutra from Tenom Sabah was the lucky one. Okay, she was really good. She did something really huge there in her rural setting. Okay, and we want to see more Cikgu Anutra, more Cikgu Tan, more teachers coming from diverse backgrounds. Okay, as we know, not many of us, when we are in this mainstream, we do not get to hear stories from pendidikan khas so much. So from this prestigious kind of big competition, then you get to listen to stories, and these stories, trust me, they go a long way, because these are the source of inspiration for many of us. And you have no idea, teachers, novice teachers, non-optionists, who may feel that going out as a teacher, may not be easy. It's not easy. Everybody knows that we are all teachers. It's not easy. But how come there are some people, there are some teachers, in fact, there are many teachers who could do what they do? So how did they do it? So these are the things that we need to learn from one another. Never ever feel what you are doing is small. All right, get your stories out there to be heard, to be read, okay, to be asked about, okay. And it also, as I said much earlier, a way, there's this recognition also validates you and your job, and also giving you the what do you call that, the
Affirmation.
reaffirmation,
Affirmation.
information that you need, so that you can escalate in your career. Put it that way lah. This is how I see things. So if people were to ask me, then how did you do what you do, and I say, no, that's how I think. That's how I look at it. Okay, everything started as purely, whatever you enjoy doing it, and then slowly you know that you need this. Okay, so that is my like promo. Application essays. Okay, application is all through the website, the portal by Malaysia Teacher Prize, which will come very soon. For your information, launching is next following week, yeah, 4th of April. And you can write in Bahasa or Bahasa Inggeris, in English. There are questions about that will be asked to you. Those are the questions on the screen, yeah. Application essays. Now, this is not the session for me to further elaborate, but I'm very sure soon you will be listening to many teachers, many people invited to talk about how things go. I'm giving you the first heads up. Okay, the first heads up that Malaysia Teacher Prize 2023 is coming out very soon, bigger, better, and the reward stays, as you know, 50,000 for the first one and 5,000 for the top five, like how we got it the last time. Okay, and also the recognition was immense, tremendous, and we were so recognized in the sense that we felt, hey, we are only teachers in the classroom. Why are people giving us so much of help, assistance? And the network that we built and the rapport that we created, it just goes a long way till today. All right. So I really wish more teachers, because Sam, when he shared with us, he was the top 10 in the Global Teacher Prize, right? In the Global Teacher Prize Award. What he went through was, he said, was just so beyond words. He wanted more Malaysian teachers to experience, hence the Malaysian version lah of the award. So I would say tan laka tan. Okay, so I would say, yes, I want to see more of us as well, honestly. Okay. Eligibility criteria, this year, this time around, not only teachers are welcome to apply, counselors, pengetua, guru besar, all welcome to apply, irrespective whether you have not, you have not been teaching for 10 credit hours. Okay, that's no longer the criteria for this year. So more of this info will be given to teachers, or once they have launched it 4th of April. So kita ni memang bagi first heads up first lah, to promote, because again teachers, as I said from beginning, I'm going to go back to my earlier slide. Okay, those who miss me at beginning, these, what you are seeing on the screen now, these are what we consider as relevant professional development or upskilling. And reward and recognition, not everybody gets it, but everyone is eligible and entitled. So why not? As a form of a strong motivation. Trust me, those who are like winning, those who are getting this, recognition, they keep on working. They go further, more and more and more. Look at Cikgu Zainuddin, our Jusasi English teacher. He even running a huge conference for us. See the what do you call that? The self motivation that he holds in the self esteem that he holds in himself, for example. Okay, I would say basically this is about what we are here for this evening. Okay, we are nearing to 4:30, Puan Juliana,
Yeah.
right? Okay, and I will share in here. Should I share now the link to the Google form, Puan Ju?
Yes, that would be about time that we share the Google link. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please fill in the Google form so that we can get your particulars and to find out all whether you're interested to partake in this venture, so we can take further action.
And I think let's open to real Q&A. What are your questions? Please ask, because we also have officers here in this session. Then maybe your requests or your grouses could be heard. So what are your questions? What do you think? What do you feel? Okay. Do you think that this session this evening has taken you to the direction that you thought you were hoping from beginning of the session, for example? Let's just wait there for our viewers, our audience to maybe post questions. The Telegram group link is in the Google form. So please click join. And
To
your
the, no, I mean,
yes, Manju.
yeah, in the Google form, make sure you fill out all the particulars. Then only you can go to the link to the Telegram, isn't it? Am I right, Aisha?
Yes. Okay. And I thank you. So many of you are actually here watching. Can you all open up the link? Can or not? Any problem? No problem, eh? Okay. Any questions? Kak Ju, maybe you would like to take over
Yeah.
now?
All right. Okay, so far, thank you very much, Aisha, for sharing all this input about conferences and how do you go about applying for award and recognition and whatnot, which we not many people know. So I'm grateful that you're willing to share your experience and you're willing to bring together so many teachers who would like to be part of the professional development in not just in our district, in our state and also our country. So we wish that a lot more teachers would become like Teacher Tan, more Teacher Aisha, more Teacher Tan, who like inspire more teachers to develop further, because we need to grow professionally, and we don't want one day we are considered irrelevant. Then all this artificial intelligence will take over. We don't want that, right? We don't want to be rendered obsolete, in another words. Okay. All right. I think with regards to some issues about CRK, about endorsement from JAPM, we resolve those further, and then try to can partake with this conference. And then we hope to see all of you in the Telegram, and then our face-to-face workshop, so we can develop all of us together further. Okay, any last word from you, Aisha?
Last words. Come and join us. All right. Um, come and join our workshop, and also join the Telegram group, and also disseminate this info. Share this info, the Telegram link. You can share with your other friends, because trust me, I want to reach out, especially to districts that are, further, a bit jauh, further than Ipoh, not very main cities, where teachers always feel that, they want to do something. They have this spark in them, but they do not know how to lead it up further, for example. Or they feel like, I want to do it, but I'm so shy, I'm just insecure. So we are here to help, because we have tried, we have been there, and we feel that the reason why we are what we are, due to all these professional development that are the right ones, that are the right ones, that give us the motivation to go further. So please, let's be very positive. Okay, there are always problems in our classroom. There will always be problems in whatever setting we are in. But if you ask me, my style is, because I'm an optimist kind of person, I also believe there are ways to overcome. All right. So and I would welcome anybody who would like to be part of the committee member. Thank you, Izaim. And I got one teacher from Ampang also has requested, or has volunteered to be the committee member to help out. Thank you very much. We will definitely what do you call that? Set up a meeting to see how to help and how to work from here. 3 months, cikgu, from the conference. March, April, May, June. So 3 bulan can save up some money first. Okay. And also to prepare ourselves physically and mentally. Puan Rosita, please join as presenter. You are more than what you think you are. You are bigger than what you think you are. And I'm blasting this out on YouTube. Okay. Trust me on that. And I wish all of us the best, Puan Juliana. And Puan Juliana,
Yeah.
thank you. Puan Encik Faisal, thank you. Teachers, we have strong support here from Jabatan as well as PPD. So I think let's not waste this opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, our last word will be thank you very much for everyone for joining. Thank you very much, Aisha, for this wonderful and inspiring sharing. And I can thank you enough for everyone who would like to spend your time this afternoon. Okay, I hope to see everyone in our further future professional development. And we would like to say goodbye for now. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.